I don't think this is about Emiru. What is this about?
My own personal experience with this stuff, as a person who is the recipient of it for the last 2 years, with all of my fucking colleagues standing idly by and not even letting out a peep. Okay? Not even once letting out a fucking peep for a position that I maintain.
Dude, you have an absolute fucking army of degenerate 12 IQ fucking mouth breathers who will come to your aid over absolutely anything. The border is secure. The open air prison border is secure. He's relating it to Mamdani. Yeah.
A position that is now the majority position. A position that colleagues of mine that were silent about out of fear that they would be yelled at, that they now can openly declare they're in support of. Okay? Not once did...
Dude, no one who hated Israel was ever fucking scared to say on the internet and online politics. Okay.
Single motherfucker turn around and go, Twitch or terrorist? That seems like a little crazy that you just have a bunch of Arab Muslim content creators and you're comparing them to terrorists. This doesn't seem like a fun game. This seems pretty fucking racist as a matter of fact. Okay? And not a single fucking person spoke out on it. And to this day, they do not. And they never will. And I just ate it every fucking day, knowing full well that if you bring it up and you say, hey, this is kind of fucked up, they'll make a larger conversation about it. Okay? Other content creators have called for my deportation, consistently called me a fucking terrorist, laughed about it like it's fucking jokes. Not a fucking peep from anybody. Okay?
Yeah, I know. I understand that Hasan is not Arab or Muslim. Yes.
Not a peep from anyone. This is how racist attitudes continue to thrive.
Racist attitudes. Okay?
And at a certain point, you got to stand up for yourself. So I'm proud that Zoran's doing this.
It's so stupid. Comparing it to fucking Zoran, man. Oh, no. And he has to fucking spurg out reading Lenin fucking essays to convince his chat that voting for people like Platner and Zoran isn't actually a bad thing. I don't know, man. It's like, I think I understand why. I understand why the dog story got as much fucking traction as it did. And it's because I think there is something it's not just, obviously animals, anything involving dogs in America would get people fired up, right? Because people really, really love their pets. They love dogs and shit like that. People are more offended by dogs getting hurt than with humans, right? Because there's always just such an inherent innocence to dogs. But it's not just that. It's also the fact that he lied so blatantly about it afterwards, and so did his defenders. And I think people latch onto that for probably the similar reason that people like me freak out about Hasan, right? And it's because there is something very, very captivating, I think, and not in a good way, but it's very captivating in people basically telling you not to believe the thing that is obviously true and trying to turn it around on you. I think that's also why Pirate Software blew up so much, because it was so obvious that he contributed to what had happened in that hardcore game, right? And WoW, and in that dungeon. It was so obvious that he had a role to play, but like, I have no mana, whilst his mouth is hovering over a fucking piece that can give you mana, right? Like, but he just wouldn't admit to it. And I think seeing that is probably a similar mental process to like what I would go through when I would hear him talking about fucking Houthis or about Hezbollah and shit like that. Yeah. But I guess for the dog, it's more universal.
They'll make a larger conversation about it. Okay? Other content creators have called for my deportation, consistently called me a fucking terrorist, laughed about it like it's fucking jokes. Not a fucking peep from anybody. Okay? Not a peep from anyone. This is how racist attitudes continue to thrive. Okay? And at a certain point, you got...
Okay. That's plenty of him.